Hey, and thanks for joining another episode of Let's Build a Cross-Platform App. Today I would like to take our existing single-page application app that we've built using Angular 2 and wrap it by using GitHub Electron to distribute it to each and every desktop platform. So we already finished Cordova in the second last and last video, so if you haven't seen those, go and check those out. I've also created a dedicated video on how to package Electron apps using Electron Packager. So if you haven't seen this video, take your time and have a look at this video, because it tells you a lot of the basics that you need to know in order to get up and running using GitHub Electron. So right now we want to really focus on get that build up and running. And so yeah, let's get started. So I've already created a new feature branch called desktop apps, and if we take a look at the Git status, you see it's clean and it's exactly the same state that we had by the end of the last video. So this is our project, and I think let's start by create a copy of our Cordova build script, and let's call it Electron, because we will use a slightly similar build script, but copying the files around is easier than making it dynamic, which is maybe error proven. So this is easier to read, easier to maintain. So keep things simple, because our project will grow up a lot during the next videos. Okay, so we have that. Let's install Electron Packager in the meantime. My shell already knows that because I was using it from time to time. And let's rearrange our Electron. Let's close the Cordova one to avoid mistakes. So let's rearrange the build for our desktop applications. So instead of distributing to mobile, we want to distribute to desktop. We need the web dist, but we don't need Cordova sources because we will have some Electron sources right now. And let's call that desktop client. Okay, so let's refactor the variable to be a desktop dist. Okay. But we also need a kind of build folder, so temporary folder where we can put all the bytes over there for the build task. We can safely delete it afterwards, but we need that to have a clean dist folder. That's not a dist, that's the desktop temp. And we will use exactly the same because we want it. If it is there, we want to recreate it, and we want to link our existing compiled single page application to the temp folder, and we want to also, but not renderer, not dub, let's call it renderer. And let's copy everything from the Electron sources to the desktop temp folder. We don't need SED at this moment, and we will not execute Cordova. We will execute Electron-Packager, followed by the source directory. So where are our artifacts or files that we need for our desktop application? Well, they will be in our desktop temp folder. We want to use a dedicated Electron version that we specify in a variable called Electron version. We want to build for platform all, we want to put our output to desktop dist, and we want to override if there are some artifacts left in the dist folder. We want to get rid of those and just override them. Okay, so let's specify the Electron version and let's double check. Last week it was 1.4.3. Let's go to releases over there. It's 1.4.3. Okay. So from the build perspective, we are almost fine. We have to hook it up right here in our npm scripts. Let's say build desktop node scripts electron.js. Okay. So this is cool. We need right now we need our Electron sources. Let's go to the sources folder and let's add a new folder and call it desktop client. And right here, an Electron application always consists of three major pieces. First, the application manifest, which is a package.json file. And second is so-called, or I refer to it as an instruction file. It's just a JavaScript file that tells Electron how it should behave if you start or close the app. And the third part is, of course, our single-page application. So let's take care about the application manifest first. As it always applies for package.json files, you can put in tons of attributes over there, but there are three required ones. First is the name, so that's just the name of our application. Another one is version 1.0.0, and the last one is the main file, which of course points to our instruction file. Well, let's be a little bit more defensive instead of, hitting 1.0.0 directly. Instead of writing and explaining all the things about the instruction file, I've done that in the package your Electron apps using Electron packager video that I've referenced earlier. So if you haven't seen such an instruction file before, go and check out that video. We just want to get rid of all those comments, and this is really basic and getting started instruction file. So we will definitely do some slight changes later as soon as the build runs, but for now let's get it up and running. Okay, so our index HTML won't be directly in the same directory as those Electron sources. So we, if we revisit our build file, we linked the web output, which contains the index HTML, to a subfolder called renderer, and that's how in the Electron world everything is named that runs inside of Chromium. So we want to reuse that well-known term throughout the entire community. Okay, let's give it a try. npm run build-desktop should go out, take our pieces that it needs to package the app in our temp folder right here. So there should be everything, yeah. And as soon as it's finished, it should print out the paths to the dist folder where we find all the different apps for Windows, for macOS, for Linux. This is macOS, this Linux, and this one is macOS App Store. And as you can see, 4 folders. Let's give it a try. Here we are. There's one error because Cordova.js not found. Wow, yeah, true. We are still using the output that we've manipulated to run perfectly on a mobile device. So we have to call in to either we have to call in to build the entire web again for each and every build, but it's a little bit heavy, or we have to rearrange our build from Cordova, which makes more sense, to replace the Cordova script right after the build has finished with this one. Okay. So let's revisit our scripts. Let's create a rebuild desktop, because at some points in time we explicitly want to recompile the web app before compiling our desktop application, and in some cases we just want to stick with the already created web artifacts. Okay, so let's call in npm run build-web, which will kick in webpack. And over the upcoming videos, we will of course change those builds, because, you know, they have to fit our requirements, and our requirements may change over time. But as soon as I haven't figured out what our app will actually, what's the exact feature set. So I think the feature set will define itself over the upcoming videos, and maybe we have to do some rearrangements to the build. So build is always a moving part throughout all the projects. If you target 12 or 13 or 14 platforms, build is essential, and build needs to be, to assist you in your daily business. So don't take this build as the final result. You have to make it through the upcoming videos to have to see how this build may evolve over time. Just to make a clear point on that one. And so let's give it a last try. npm run build desktop. And let's review. There's one thing which I don't like. That's the fact that our app always triggers the DevTools. So we can of course use another function called toggle DevTools, and then let's wrap this one by global shortcut dot register, and it was command or control plus shift plus D for developer tools. And let's say, hey, if someone presses command or control on Windows and Linux, shift plus D, then go ahead and enable or hide or show the developer tools. To get that working, we have to pull global shortcut from Electron, and we have to take care, we have to clean up, because this is a system-wide shortcut. This is a real native integration that we've added to our project or to our product right now. So we have to clean it up. So the app is exposing an event called quit, and if quit fires, we want to, not a promise, we want to say global shortcut dot unregister all. Okay, let's recreate the app immediately and give it a try. In the meantime, where do you find all those bits and bytes? Well, the documentation that Electron is offering is amazing. So for example, global shortcut, as I've already used, you can see register takes an accelerator. Accelerators were defined right here, and you can see those were just those magic strings that I put in that were describing every possible shortcut a user can create on his keyboard. And then somewhere there's the unregister all method, and as you can see, the app is exposing different events like before quit, will quit, quit event, and so on and so on. So the documentation is really good, and it's worth double checking it. Okay, in the meantime, yep, our build has finished. Let's reopen the folder, let's start our application, and here we are. And if we hit command, and I think I have screencaster, haven't I? Screen, no, I haven't installed. If I hit command shift and D, command shift and D, what? It doesn't work. Did I mistake a mistake in my? Did I save it? Command or control dot shift plus D. Toggle DevTools. Looks good. Global shortcut. I think let's go with this lowercase d. Normally I think it should work. Ah, there's a mistake. Okay, got it. So we have to use the right spells, yeah, in order to get it up and running. So it's CTRL for control and not CRL for control. Okay, so hurry up. Okay. Command Shift D. Ah, now we're talking, right? So here are our developer tools again. Command Shift D, Command Shift D, Command Shift D, and that you trust me. Command Shift D, Command Shift D, Command Shift D, and once again, funny. Okay. But there's still another piece missing in the entire puzzle. It's the icon. We don't have an icon for now. What will we do? Well, I think I have to create an icon on my own. I will do that for one of the upcoming videos, and then we will just extend our build. So you can provide an icon to where is it? To our Electron packager API by just saying, hey, -- icon, provide the icon path, and let's create a new folder, say let's say the icon path equals to pvd resources /icon. And if you don't put then a file name extension right here or file extension right here, that's the way how you say, hey Electron packager, please package for all platforms, and depending on the platforms, look if you find an .ico file for Windows apps, if you find a PNG for Linux, if you find a .icns file for macOS or macOS App Store, then go ahead and take those files. So the icons that you want to use have to have the same file name. They may differ. They have to differ, of course, in the file name in the extension, but the file name has to be the same. Okay. Cool, I think we made it. So what we have seen so far is we've taken also our SPA and spread it across all desktop platforms, and yeah, I think there is some verification left, right? So let's let's start Ubuntu for now. So where is Parallels? It's somewhere. There it is. And let's start my Ubuntu. Let's go to my Mac. And it is in my home directory. Oh no, wrong. It's in my home directory. There should be a dev, and in dev there should be a public, and in public there should be where is it? My notes. There should be a disk, there should be a desktop, in desktop should be a Linux, in Linux is a folder. We copy this one over here, paste it. Okay, let's perhaps, if we verify, then let's verify on all platforms. So let's start Windows 10 in the background. Let's kick up the My Notes app. It's starting, it's loading, and boom, here we are. Control-Shift-D. That was Alt. Control-Shift-D and the DevTools. There we go. And closing again. Okay, cool. So works on Linux. Close Linux. Here we are. Windows is up and running. And again, let's copy our My Notes app from my from my Mac. So the dev folder again, the public folder, the My Notes folder. Let's take this in disk. Let's go to desktop. Let's take the Win32. Let's go to my C disk. Let's new folder test. Let's go to the test folder. Let's paste our app over there. Okay, let's start our app. Here we go, it's loading, and there we are. Cool. So what have we seen? We took our web app, spread it across all desktop platforms. That's pretty cool. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. I'm not 100% sure what we will cover in the next video, but it's definitely worth subscribing my channel, leaving some comments. Let's start a discussion on cross-platform development, right? Thanks for watching.